So in the last video, we talked about calling methods and using conditional statements. In this video, I'm going to talk a little bit about calling a specific type of method. That type of method is a static method. Okay. Here's a little background information on a static method, just so you know what that means. If a method is what we call static method, you can use it just like any regular method. Except that you have to call the class name first. I don't like the way I wrote that. There we go. So that would look like this. Class name dot static method. That would look just like that. Okay? So what are static methods? Static methods are contained in static classes, and a static class is a class that you don't have to create an object of to run. So static methods are things a class needs to know how to do. So the class does it, not a specific object. We've been calling methods on our object. So when I put a crab on the screen, my object performs those methods. With a static method, I can perform it without having to place an object on the screen. So let's write that down. Again, no object is needed for these methods. So there's a few of these located in the Greenfoot class. Let's go ahead and take a look at that API. Okay, so I'm going to open up the Greenfoot API. I'm going to scroll down. So if you notice, I have a whole bunch of static methods in here. I have ask, which is static, and delay, and get key, and get mic level, and get mouse info, get random number. So there's a whole lot of static methods. Actually, you can see it. There's all of them are static methods. So the one that I am going to look most closely at is static Boolean is key down. So we use that one a lot, and we also use static void play sound. Okay, so remember, a Boolean gives us a true false answer. So is key down might be a good one to use inside of an if statement. And remember that a void method returns nothing. So this wouldn't return anything, but it would probably do something on our screen. Okay, so we have a couple. Inside of is key down, we have to put a string. And inside of play sound, we would also put a string. Okay. I would call these, I'll give you an example, by doing the following. I would write out Greenfoot, because that's the class they came from, dot is key down, and then I'd put up, for instance. And that would tell me, that would return a Boolean for whether or not the key is down. I actually wouldn't put a semicolon over here. I would put that inside of an if statement. Another important one that we like to use a lot is in the math class. We have the pow command, or power, and that takes in two doubles. And that would raise the first to the power of the second. We also have the random command. In the math class, and this returns a double between 0 and 1. And again, to call those, I would just put that math class name right in front. Math dot how 3, 2, or math dot random. You guys have actually already, on the first day we ever talked about using Java, used a static method. Here's my class that I'm calling it on. So this idea shouldn't be completely foreign. So let's try moving our crab a little bit using these static methods. So I'm going to go to little crab. I'm going to open up my crab class, and I'm going to add an if statement, making sure to put my brackets and my parentheses. And inside, I'm going to put greenfoot.isKey down. I'm going to give it the up command, and I'm missing a parenthesis, so I'm going to put that there. And if key down is up, I am going to set my location to my current X and my Y, has to be a capital Y, increased by 5. So let's see what happens there. No syntax errors. I'm going to place a crab on the screen. Let's see what happens. Okay, remember that in Java, my 0, 0 is the top left corner of the screen. So if I'm increasing my Y, I'm actually sending him down the screen. So maybe I want him to find a way back up the screen. So I'll add in another statement, if greenfoot.isKey down, and I'll add a down. And I'll set location to get X and get Y minus 5, which will actually move him up the screen. So once I compile it, I'll put a crab back on the screen, and let's see what happens. If I hit down, he goes up, and if I hit up, he moves down. Okay. So I'm going to give you a task using static methods and conditional statements that you can use to program your crab to do tank controls. So tank controls have him continuously moving, and then what he will do is he will shift left or right, turning using the left and right keys. So he'll turn left or he'll turn right, and that will make him move in that direction. So give that a shot, and when you're done, you can check out the last video for today.